Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
Hello, and welcome back to day
19
of the Christmas calendar.
Yes.
And we've pulled beer.
We have.
It is yet another of the wrapping that I remember from when I wrapped them. I believe...
Oh, it's a bottle.
I'm surprised that we haven't pulled this beer from our bag of tricks already.
Well, there's so many beers to choose from.
Yes.
That it was just a matter of time. Ooh, before we got to it.
I just saved Stefan's glass.
You did.
This was some kind of Spider-Man, Spider-Sense. I'm so sad that this isn't a vlog cast.
I know.
So what we have is Cantillon Gueuze 2020. Because we've had Cantillon on basically every Christmas calendar. And I figured, why break a good concept?
I know.
The Christmas calendar works as it is.
It does.
And we've definitely had a Cantillon on every calendar.
Have we? That's impossible.
It is?
Well, because we didn't have... We had two the first year.
No.
The years that we did
on
our
every
own.
calendar where we do our own.
So for
obviously.
this year and the two previous years.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the third calendar where we do our own.
Yes.
So it's the third calendar where we need to include one Cantillon. So 2020, what do you think about a relatively fresh Cantillon Gueuze?
I'll be honest with you. I got really mixed feelings about this one.
Yeah.
Because I find that fresh Cantillon Gueuze is not where they excel.
It's a gamble.
It really is. I've had some fresh Cantillon Gueuze that literally tasted like I was drinking old gym socks.
Yes.
The stinkiest of stinky cheeses.
Definitely agree. The
but,
moldiest of mold.
Yeah, but I've had some that were quite fresh and enjoyable.
So let's hope that that's what we're getting.
So this is one of my biggest complaints about Cantillon is, if you get a bottle of Cantillon and you're like, oh, you should really let it age for about 5 years. Then I'm like, but then why are you selling it now? If it needs to sit for 5 years, and I think that's why I prefer the 3F beers so much.
Yes.
Is because, or the Boone even, because when you get them, they're just shelf ready. And sure, you can age them and they're going to be great. But Cantillon, especially their base Gueuze and Lambics, need time to mature in the bottle a lot of times.
Exactly. This is actually exactly the reason why I bring it to the Christmas calendar, to hear you kind of rant about this, because I agree with you completely on your rant. We've had this discussion outside of the podcast, and I feel like it deserves to be heard by the masses.
The masses, yeah. And this smells really good though. This doesn't have the
It does smell good.
The usual cheesy kind of.
There's no cheese. There's no old socks.
Yeah.
It's kind of lemony and hay.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and this is
there's one more aroma that I can't put my finger on.
So we haven't said this is the Cantillon Gueuze, 100% Lambic Bio. 2020 edition. So this is not the latest, but one of the most recent releases that they've done.
Do they have both bio and non-bio?
I think they changed their label recently.
Yeah.
But this is I'm pretty sure they changed their label recently. But this is the 2020 label edition.
This is the old one. It's the statue of a little boy that's peeing.
This is the Manique Peace.
Yes.
Statue, but they used to be you could get the Cantillon logo had the Belgian flag on it, I think.
That was just for 1 year.
Was it 1 year?
I still have a bottle of the Belgian flag. I think that was as old as 2012.
Okay, because I've seen the old bottles, and there used to be just like Cantillon Gueuze, and then they changed it sometime in the past 5 years that I know to the 100% Lambic Bio.
And if you ever find one that's called Classic Gueuze, that is this one, but for the American market. They are the exact same beer. I was mind blown recently when I realized that.
All right.
Wow.
Well, while you're looking it up, let's just dip into this.
Cheers.
It's nice. It's light. There's a bit of a plum texture to it.
There is.
Which is, I think, unusual for Cantillon. In the past, when you get their fresh lambics, they've been it can be wildly different year to year. But this just tastes really strong and centered, and like a lambic producer that is at the top of their game.
Yes.
This is quite outstanding.
So when it comes to bio, it's the Creek that is released as a Creek Lambic Bio and Creek Lambic, but it's the same vintage. And the difference is the little poppy flower on the label. I'm just showing Stefan here that the bio signifies, and we have a poppy label here, but I don't know anything else about it.
There's also a green.
Yeah, that's
flag.
just some kind of EU.
Right. I'm saying this is probably an EU demarcation that makes it that, which also presents the flower itself.
But yeah, this one is good. I'm happy because, like you say, I feel like regular Cantillons are a gamble nowadays.
Well, I had we had the Iris at the Zwanza Day, and I will say that was working on a better level than I thought Iris had ever been before. It was really, really good. And Iris has always been good, but for me, it's never been one of my favorites of theirs.
Did we drink Iris?
We did have Iris. I brought Iris.
You brought it, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
My brain was thinking like, I know which very few draft beers we had.
No, I brought a bottle of it because I bought 3 bottles of the 2021 Iris release, and we had it this year, and it was much better than I ever remember it being in the past, and I think that. I see. I liked it. And then I think that maybe they're just getting more consistent. Yep, that's me.
I'm showing a picture to Stefan of himself holding up an Iris. He is one beautiful man.
Thank you. But yeah, no, I think I'm going to give this a 4.5.
I'm going to give it a strong 4.25.
Yep.
It's tasty, but it doesn't go the entire way.
It's no 3F for you. I know.
There are a lot of 3Fs that I give 4.
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time. But no, I mean, but if you were to try this and say a 3F vintage side by side, I mean, you can definitely tell the differences. Yes. I think that the 3F tends to be a little more
citrusy.
It's like citrusy, a little zestier, a little lighter tasting, whereas the carbonation is a little lighter in Cantillon beers, and I think you get more of the funkiness in a 3.
There's a Cantillon funkiness that's present here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this could be a 4.5. It could.
All right. Well,
I'm happy I brought it.
I'm super happy you brought it.
A little bit of a gamble.
Because I almost brought out a version of this as well, but it was going to be a much older version.
Did I mess up everything?
No.
You should have wrapped that already.
I should have, but I didn't.
Womp, 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 womp.
I know. I'm kind of waiting on the 10 years, so it's not quite 10 years on that one.
Oof.
2 more years to go.
I want that.
We will share it. Don't worry.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, this was day 19. Thanks for listening.
Keep drinking, you dum-dums.